So, Mr. Denino, huh? Think it's alright to run around the streets in broad daylight making all these claims about climate change and whatnot? Why, it's 1958. You can't run around saying you're a time traveler, disclosing all this top secret information to anyone on the street who will listen, and expect not to be stopped by the FBI. We don't take time travel claims lightly around here.
Listen, you don't understand. The problem here isn't the disclosure of government secrets or the groundbreaking scientific discoveries about the nature of anthropogenic effects on the world, nor is it the stolen time machine, nor is it the so-called chaos I've been causing in the street. The FBI and the world needs to know we have to stop this before it becomes something we can't reverse.
Mr. Denino, correct me if I'm wrong here, but aren't greenhouse gases necessary for survival on this planet? Is that really what you're so upset about?
Yes, of course. Yeah, water vapor, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and even small amounts of fluorinated gases are naturally occurring greenhouse gases, and they're necessary for life on Earth. Without the greenhouse effect, the temperature and conditions on this planet would be similar to that of the moon, with immense temperature swings and conditions completely inhospitable to long-term human life and survival.
I just can't believe it. You're trying to bastardize a perfectly normal and beneficial natural process. Does that sound rational to you, huh, Mr. Scientist?
But that's not all, my friend. Like, sure, greenhouse gases, when naturally occurring, are very beneficial to the climate, but it becomes dangerous, extremely dangerous, when we pump too many greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. It gets to the point where instead of regulating this climate, it just heats it up more and more. You've got to understand, if humanity doesn't start taking measures to mitigate this now, the global effects are going to be disastrous! Disastrous, I say!
This is why you came here, huh? I gotta admit, Mr. Denino, you may have a point.
I have many points. Walk with me, Mr. Rowe. Let's get a cup of coffee, hey? Let me show you what you'll be missing if the world doesn't take measures to prevent the climate crisis years down the line. Now you see, Mr. Rowe, though it may be hard for you to see the sustained damage of climate change from your standpoint now, I gotta let you know, the more we contribute to the greenhouse effect, the sunlight is trapped in the atmosphere, the more oceans warm, ice melts, habitats are destroyed, flooding increases all over the world.
Yes, oceans rising, temperature rising, whatever! The Earth's climate has always changed over time. You may not think me a smarty pants, but I'm certainly smarty pants enough to know that Earth's climate has always fluctuated. There have been periods in which the global climate was overall both much warmer and much colder than it is now. So tell me, Mr. Danino, why should you come here and try to tell me that all these natural processes need action now?
Oh God, you do make a good point.
Now, my friends, that is why you are both terribly incorrect.
Sure, geologic timing tells us that the Earth's climate has certainly fluctuated over large swaths of time. The difference now, you see, is that the rate in which global temperatures have increased is
Skyrocketing, all because of anthropogenic influences. Instead of the moderate temperature and climate changes over thousands of years, as happens naturally, the climate has changed drastically just in the past 100 years.
What the hell?
Oh God, another tree wizard. Who are you?
I am the harbinger of death.
Should you choose to ignore my warnings?
Sure, that may be a small exaggeration, but I'll do whatever it takes to get this into your tiny little monkey brains. The world is changing, the climate is changing, and it's changing too damn fast. The unprecedented rates of anthropogenic climate change has created a disastrous positive feedback loop.
Oh yeah, I know this one. You see, Mr. Rowe, the temperatures are rising. The permafrost melts, the ice melts. Yeah, you know this. The thing about permafrost, though, about the ice cover, is that it does this handy little maneuver where it can reflect sunlight off of its surface, sending harmful radiation back into space. Pretty nice, huh?
He speaks the truth! The more humans contribute egregious levels of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere, the more heat is trapped within the atmosphere, the more the ice melts, the less sunlight is reflected, the harder the earth becomes. Mr. Rowe, you must see now.
This is a cycle that will never end. A cycle that will only build on itself should we choose to let it continue.
Should we wish to keep our planet's climate intact, we must do everything in our power to reverse what we can and mitigate the damage that we continue to perpetrate. That's why I came all the way back to the 1950s, dude. You think I wanted to come here? This is a last-ditch effort. Where I come from, atmospheric carbon stores have increased almost by 100 parts per million since '58. You gotta do whatever you can to cut this off now. There's always a chance to mitigate future damage, Mr. Rowe. Please believe me.
I like the way you talk, Mr. Danino. The passion in your voice, it tells me you mean the truth. Tell you what, I got contact with some of the big dogs in those, whatchamacallit, fossil fuel industries. I know a few guys who know some guys. I'll do everything I can. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mr. Rowe. You won't regret it. The future of the planet and all of humanity thanks you.
Yeah, dude, no pressure or anything, though.
So this is goodbye, I suppose.
I suppose it is. I'll never forget you, Mr. Rowe.
I'll never forget you either, Mr. Danino. I don't really have a choice, though, seeing as you're the first time traveler I've ever met.
That you know of.
Yeah, that I know of. So do you, click a button or what? What is this?
Oh yeah, Alright, cool. Bye, man.
Yeah, bye.